Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
This morning, new details in the deadly plane crash that shook a San Diego neighborhood.
Come on, let's go! Let's go! Go!
Investigators now believe the Cessna Citation went down after accidentally clipping power lines during its final approach, trying to land at Montgomery Field before dawn in dense fog, the pilot asking for a weather report just moments before the plane dropped off radar.
All right, that doesn't sound great, but we'll give it a go.
The fiery aftermath of the crash caught on camera, home security footage showing this explosion.
Hey, we gotta be careful. This thing's still explosive.
Jet fuel then spilling down the street, igniting a river of flames, destroying a dozen homes and cars and trapping people inside.
And there's fire all in front of my house. I didn't know. I just kept hearing explosions, and the fire was up to right in front of my front door. So I'm trying to figure out how to escape with my kids.
Neighbors scrambling to rescue families amid the flames.
They're not awake yet.
It's okay.
They're not awake.
Despite the destruction, nobody on the ground was killed. But the FAA says there were 6 people on board the plane. Among the victims, music industry veteran Dave Shapiro, a well-known agent for bands like Hanson and Sum 41.
I used to play in a band, and I was the business guy in the band.
2 of Shapiro's colleagues were also killed, according to the agency. And Daniel Williams, former drummer for the band The Devil Wears Prada, is believed to have been on board too. Williams posting these photos of the doomed jet before takeoff. His band paying tribute to Williams and Shapiro in a post overnight saying, "No words, we owe you everything." Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. This is your humble servant, Big Levi. And today is Noga, May the 23rd, 2025. It's currently 11:29 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. And beloved, we are going to go into this mess that they have going on with the airplanes, the boats, the helicopters, and all that good stuff. Again, people are asking what's going on with the airwaves, what's going on with the traffic, and we've been telling them 5 years ago, 6 years ago, since 2019, we've been telling them that once your blessing is over, well, once your blessings start to degrade it, you won't be able to travel the airways. You won't be able to travel the sea path. You won't be able to go to your train and drive, none of that, because all those things are part of the blessing. 16, 19, 2019, well, 2020, for those of you that still remember, because folk have a very short memory. People always pretending that they don't remember what happened 2 days ago. And they don't remember what happened in 2020. They don't know what's going on. As you can see, a lot of the deaths are happening, and they're happening to the so-called CEOs, to the so-called executive. Maybe a chairman, executive, but some kind of business person. And as I said before, you don't know what those people did. You don't know what they are doing in the background. You don't know where they were going, what kind of things they were going to perform, what kind of mission they were going to accomplish. Why would an airplane like this crash in a neighborhood like that? And they said the neighborhood was a military-built neighborhood, I guess, something like that. And all the people on board this jet, they're all gone. and you are watching as other plantation or catching on fire, governors' houses, high political, high caliber people. They are dealing with fires over there in that land where they say Aish, is the holy land, but yet they never talk about that fire that literally flattened everything over there. Okay, now we are about to enter the hurricane season. Today is the 23rd. Hurricane season start June 1st. We got about another week or so. So we will enter hurricane season. NOAA, NOAA, okay, the agency that is responsible for the weather watching, monitoring, and they had something to say about that. Well, I believe at the end of the video we'll see this. So the reason why all those things are happening, because the blessing is over. The curse has been switched for a while now, and you can see there is somewhat an incredible number of so-called black folk online telling those folks that the curse is here, their ancestors have been awake. Now, for the AK, this is a fair caution, well, I shall say a fair warning. There are a lot of folk, okay, that are online imitating our words. Now it's a bandwagon. Now everybody want to get in. Everybody wants to get on the bandwagon talking about the fires, the tornadoes, the weather. A couple of years ago, nobody was talking about this. Mostly the so-called the black community, they were into celebrity garbage, okay? Who's dating who, who's raping who, who's raping that. But those things, they just passe right now. Now, again, I am not taking this, say, this is our territory, our lane, none of that. What I'm saying is be very careful of those people. What they are doing, beloved, they are saying the same thing that we are saying, and they are still giving the credit to dolls. They are giving the credit to the elites. They are giving the credit to some kind of unknown, hidden hand, shady government and stuff like that. Okay? Or they keep saying, oh, well, that's the devil's work right there. You see that plantation that got burned over there in Louisiana, the biggest one? A lot of them are saying, well, it was the doll that did this. Okay, they are implying that our people was freed, the ancestors were freed, the angels that did this. We should, a demon free us, and we should go ahead and worship or take this doll. The doll did it all. Or this doll was the one who started this thing. You will see those people. You will see them in the comment board. You will see them emphasize on the doll. They won't say anything about the angels. They won't say anything about God Almighty doing this. Hell, they won't say anything about the ancestors. They will say, well, oh, this doll, ever since this doll came here, all this stuff happened, man. We should talk about that and stuff like that. Be very careful of those people. They will see this thing happen. For instance, one of them came on TikTok or whatever. She was talking about how the reason why the plantation got burned down is because they had some tunnel going under there, and then Sir Sean Combs and Sean Carter was trafficking children in there, and because of the trial, they burned it down so people won't find the evidence. This is the type of garbage they are bringing in, try to lure you or lull you out of knowing that this was the work of the Holy One, the work of the angel, our work. Our beloved went over there and performed a libera, okay? That was activated this thing, okay? And it's not going to stop. More and more, you're going to see more of those stuff happening. Do not let those people trying to come over here and try to tell you, well, America is not under judgment. The judgment I haven't started yet. Tell them to tell them straight up. Do not give those people any room to wriggle. Do not give them any leeway to F up this thing, because that's what they are doing. See, the whole thing that happened between the war that they are saying right now between black men and black women, or the war between men and women, you are seeing a bunch of dudes, you've been seeing them, talking about, oh, well, we men don't approach women anymore. Men stop dating women. Look, I'm fine with any of you dudes are not into women. I'm fine with that. I'm, more for us men that are into women. I'm fine with any dude that don't want to date. But you have no right, no saying of coming out there and saying we black men don't date black women, or we don't date women at all because, they are suffering right now. We are winning. There is no war here. Look, if you don't want to wear the cowboy hat, you can wear the badge. If you don't want to wear the badge, you can wear the boots. We don't have any problem with any of the women out there. You guys are aged, being paid, because what you saw a couple years ago, that the women get with us, there is an harmony, they are following us, we are working in tandem, there is no war. And you guys are pushing this thing, acting like there's some kind of war going on, so we can do the same thing that you did in the 60s and the 70s with the whole feminism movement. Feminism was not started by women. It was started by you, primarily white men, because you saw our women were getting under us, and you pay a few of the women that look like us, bring the white woman in the midst, and then having her drag our women away, and you drove a wedge between us. Everything is done now. Our people, we are moving together. There is no war, any of that. Those are the people that they use. Okay, a bunch of dudes out there that had relationship issues, things that happened to those guys when they were, I don't know, in high school, middle school, or some women break their heart and they never dealt with whatever that thing is. And then now they're online and they are trying to make this thing our fight. Yo, speak for yourself. Don't speak for me. You don't know me. You don't know my people. Just speak for you and your people, the people that are following you. Be very careful out there, beloved, because what they are doing right now, this thing is to a degree is popular, so to speak now. Everybody want to jump in the bandwagon and make it about like the elite celebrities and all this garbage. The reason why I'm saying this is because the fellow that died in this thing, he used to be a drummer for this band called The Devil's Wearing Prada.
Two of Shapiro's colleagues were also killed, according to the agency. And Daniel Williams.
Okay, so, they will look at these photos, say, okay, well, he's doing the devil horn. Illuminati took him, the industry killed this dude. That I have no idea who this guy was or who this guy is. And I'm assuming most people are like, what the fuck is this dude? Okay, they will try to take this and then make it like some kind of weird mystery thing going on out there. And you should follow what celebrities are doing out there. There's another thing that's going on concerning this stuff. You will see that people are saying, yes, indeed, the curse is truly switching. We are winning. I mean, Beyonce is winning the Grammy or whatever that thing is going on. Kendrick Lamar have this song called Not Us. And black people, we're also winning right now. And we need to, keep this thing. Yo, hey, man, stop bringing this garbage over there. And if any of those people, or you will see them, some of them, they are speaking as if they are speaking truth, but slowly and surely, and when it comes to give the credit, they will slowly insert some political garbage in there. They will say something like, the fire, there's, oh, well, that's what happened to you over there, the people that vote for, Trump or whatever. And then they're trying to bring the Democrat or whatever. So you see, you MAGAs are paying in here, they're making this thing about politics. We over here, we are not about politicking. We are not about the celebritying. We are not about none of this nonsense. I see a lot of those videos on TikToks and YouTube and places. Those people are wiggling themselves into this thing. They are not truly part of it. Pay attention to their verbiage, the way they formulated the words. They'll never say anything about, okay, well, this is the reason why this is happening, because of your mistreatment of our people. The reason this is happening because, oh, you did this slavery, the blessing is over, you are under judgment now, there'll be no Jacob's trouble. You won't hear that like that. You will hear, oh man, this thing is happening to those white folks because they refuse to accept the LGBTW plus whatever community, because, oh, there was this cowboy dude, they were treating him bad, and that's what that happened. Cut them off. All right. Now, it is presumed. Let's see if we can get this video at the end right here. There you go. It is presumed 6 people or no more in this. Okay. Number 6. You already know what to do. All right. You turn 6 upside down. You already know what that is. You know what's going on. And again, this isn't just happening in the air. This isn't just happening in the street. I don't even really talk about the car crash anymore because it's too much, and I'm trying to keep my sanity sane, equilibrated, and proper, so I don't really involve in this. There is an accident that happened. You know what? Let me see if I can get it. The brother sent it to me here. Boy, brother. You know what? Let me see if I can get it right quick. Okay, there you go. The story that the brother sent me. Baton Rouge couple who were planning to get married next year die in separate car crashes minutes apart. Okay, the woman was killed first. Shortly hearing the heartbreaking news, her fiance was also killed while driving to the scene. They leave behind a 3-year-old son. So this is what happened. You got this couple right here. All right. Okay. They get into a car. The woman died in a car crash. And then while the man was on his way to go see what's going on with the woman, he died also. All right. And then they left behind a 3-year-old son. And I don't speak on those things because what happened is a lot of those folks, they really don't want to hear the thing about the ley line. They really don't want to hear about like all skin folk are not kinfolk. And some of the kinfolk, they don't give a crap about us. They don't give a crap about you. And above all, they don't give a crap about what we are talking about, like the Most High and everything. They are hardcore Christian. They will argue to you to death. Look, go to TikTok and see what Brother Sly and Brother Muriel are going on to. Go see how they are fighting those BLASSALs. That, again, I do not know those people. I'm not saying they are BLASSALs. But what I'm saying is that a lot of those people, they really don't give a crap about our folks at all. They will fight you tooth and nail. They will be they are the protector of this thing going on out there concerning not criticizing or bringing any light to our people. And a lot of them, they are dying horribly. Obviously, this is a horrible tragedy over there. I don't know those people. I don't know what happened, but this is very bad. Okay, the ley line is being activated and our people are seeing this. All right, I just leave this type of thing out there for people to just see it, but this thing is very, very bad out there. Okay, all right, so again, I don't go into it because the things that are happening are so traumatic. The things that the accident, like, yo, how is this even possible? Well, people won't see this, so again, I just leave that out for the folk that wanted to go over there and then watch what's going on. Okay, now look at this thing concerning North Korea right now with the boats or the ships.
한미 정보당국은 북한 청지랑의 대형 함정 진수 동향을 사전에 추적 감시하고 있었으며 측면 진수가 실패했다고 평가합니다.
우리가 청진에서 목격하고 있는 것은 최현급 입원함일 가능성이 굉장히 높습니다. 이런 대형함에.
Okay, so they are talking about this warship, this huge warship that Kim Jong-un, that fellow, have over there. Okay, all right.
북한 입장에서 상당히 큰 대형함에서 측면 진술을 한 경험이 북한이 굉장히 부족했기 때문에 이번 사건이 발생한 것이 아닌가 추정을 하고 있습니다. 측면 진술을 한 이유는 그만큼 굉장히
okay, so they were launching sideways missile, okay, and then the force was too strong and the whole ship flipped and the whole thing They messed up.
에서도 진수가 가능하고 특히나 이 부력을 유지하는 것이 함정이 커지면 커질수록 한미 진수 방식으로 들어갈 경우에 그 부력 회복하는 것이 쉽지 않다라는 측면 때문에 있습니다. 그래서 사실 이 측면 진수는 중소형 함까지 의미를 가지게 됩니다. 함정.
So they built this modern ship, and then the ship sunk. All right, you're seeing those military naval ship. They are sinking around the world. Things are not working too well. All right, so all right.
NTSB crews work.
Let's go ahead and back with the jets, just to show you. Okay, fair warning. We're just going to keep it moving.
Overnight there, lifting wreckage and working to secure both black boxes from the scene of yesterday's jet crash.
Yeah, our Gigi Graciette spoke to families who fled the flames, and she joins us live now in studio. Gigi.
And Jen and Rox, it was such a chaotic scene that most people, as they were running from this fire, didn't even know what caused it. And in other news today, the music industry is in mourning after learning that a beloved talent agent, a dad, and an avid pilot, along with a musician, are among the 6 people killed when that private jet crashed right into a military housing neighborhood.
Again, military. As you can see, you keep seeing the so-called military getting, and excuse me, you can see the military keep getting entangled in this. Why? Remember, Jacob's trouble, according to the camps, according to those people, are solely, entirely based on the military. What those people are claiming Jacob's trouble going to be is the UN, okay, going to invade here, America, so to speak, and then the military, the Army, Marines, Navy, or whatever they are calling, they're going to go in the hood. They're going to grab our people, men and women. The black woman gonna get raped. You know, she's gonna get raped in the middle of the street, and we got a lot of so-called black women are looking for the raping. They are looking forward. They're so excited to see their daughters, their sons, their men, our people getting raped in the midst of the street and being televised and put on the internet. They can't wait for Jacob's trouble. They made it very clear. I'm not making this up. They make it very clear that they want Jacob's trouble to happen. Okay? And that's what they said. The military are going to come there, helicopters. They're going to take all their men of their camp, okay, specific camp, nobody else. And then they're going to bring them. FEMA going to take you, and FEMA going to build camps. They're going to put you in top of chamber. They're going to ask you, okay, well, who are you going to worship? Jesus Christ or Yahushua? Cesar Borgia or the black Jesus? And then if you say black Jesus, they're going to gas you, they're going to beat you, they're going to kill you. If you say Cesar Borgia, okay, they're going to let you go to church again, okay? There will be a new wave of Christian wave of the Christ going to come. And then, if you want to go to the store to buy some juice, you're going to have to take the chip. They're going to have to, tell you, turn around and drop your pants, pull up your shirt, pull up your skirt, and they're going to insert a chip in your butt. And then with that chip, that's the only, you cannot go anywhere without that chip. The Bill Gates, the Queen, the Pope, Francis, that guy, Jimmy Carter, all the DuPont, Rockefeller, and those guys going to come in power. They're going to take over the world. And then you're going to have like guys like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, all those dudes, like they're going to come in and claim that they are the new world order, and then they're going to rule over for like 7 years because, they're going to take power. They're going to crash the economy that you never know those people. The Antichrist is going to come in and they're going to claim this, they're going to claim that, and the military are going to, kill everyone. And then, for 7 years, you're going to see the raping and rap. It's more, I don't know why those people are so obsessed about raping. And then I see a bunch of, especially women that look like our women, they are so excited for the raping and killing and murdering and torturing and lynching of our people. They love that. They support it. Now you see all those military aircraft are crashing. You see all those things, and you won't hear a peep about this in the so-called the Hebrew community. None of them will bring like, wait a minute, if the plantation of burning, those military things or fighter jet are disappearing in the sea stuff, well, how are those people going to bring Jacob's trouble? We already told you Jacob's trouble happened in the past. 1492 was the key when those people came here, landed in the country, what you're calling Haiti right now, and start that massacre over there and then spread all around and do all those things. Now their power is waning, they done. Ain't gonna be no mark of the beast, none of this garbage. They already did all those things in the past. They try to pass it and keep you in fear and keep you in a low vibration. Now 6 turn into 9. 6 turn upside down is 9, and then the jet crash in the midst of this neighborhood, now the military neighborhood, and destroy the people that were on board, the executive and folks that are, they got some weight on,
It was just before 4 o'clock yesterday morning when the fog over San Diego was thick and that Cessna was making its final approach into the Montgomery-Gibbs Executive Airport when it crashed 2.2 miles before the airport, right into that military housing neighborhood on Sample Street in Salmon. The crash starting multiple fires, leaving many trapped inside their homes, some using trampolines to get over the walls of their backyard. This is active duty members of the military rushed to help, and in one case, it is a little girl. She's only 5 years old, a little doll. She's being credited with waking her parents up to tell them that her neighborhood was on fire.
We were just kind of jumping into action. This is our community. These are our neighbors. Where the plane initially hit, I knew that gentleman. His name's Ben. We ran that way and noticed that a couple of our other neighbors were starting to get in the backyards over the fences. We ended up pulling 2 kids out to help Ben and his dogs and got them out too.
And Gilbert Gonzalez also being credited with rescuing his neighbors. And officials say that it was thanks to so many active military members in the Tierra Santa neighborhood that...
So now you got a bunch of ex-military folks that are staying in there, and they are the one that were helping this and why the plane fell in there. Now here's another thing that you're going to see. A lot of people will speak about this and they will try to make it into some kind of conspiracy theories. Where's the plane? I don't see the plane. That wasn't no plane. We are under attack by Iran. We are under attack by China. Black folk, you need to get yourself some food, get yourself some gun and stay inside, because we've been attacked. Look, the plane, they're gonna show you. Well, they did show the wings of the plane. This thing hit the ground with so much force. People think like this plane landed casually and then it slide, and no, it completely crushed. Only bits of pieces are being found in this thing. There are door footage where they show you where this thing fell, and then it's horrible. Don't listen to those people trying to come out there and try to, we are under attack. Well, that was DEW. That was direct energy weapon they use over there on the military bases, because they know that's what all the military. And then the BLASSALs will make this and try to lull our people out of this. This is judgment. Okay? Lately, the Navy, what the hell is going on? Jet crashes touches Navy homes. What is it going on with the Navy lately? Huh? Is something have to be? Does it have to? Is something has to do with Christopher Columbus or Cristobal Columbus? The Spanish Navy was the one who first got here. La Nina, La Pinta, and La Santa Maria. You see the navies, they are losing their jet in the middle of the sea over there in the Mediterranean, and then their ship are being crashed into cargo ship. And then a few months ago, for those who don't remember, okay, military Navy San Diego fighting jet crash. Okay, 3 months ago, all right, this had happened.
developing news out of San Diego. 2 naval aviators are now recovering after their jet, an EA-18 Growler, much like an F-18, plunged into the San Diego Bay. NBC4's Christian Caceres in San Diego with the investigation.
That's right. We know both pilots that were on board ejected the aircraft when it impacted the San Diego Bay that you see here behind me. Both pilots, we're told, suffered minor injuries, but now the Navy has launched an investigation to find out what happened. A military aircraft caught on camera slamming into the water in San Diego Wednesday morning. The Navy reporting it was a U.S. Navy EA-18G Growler that crashed while trying to land.
It looked kind of like a bomb from the movies. It was a boom.
Okay, this dude is Noé Noah Varela, okay? So the Navy around the world are catching hell because the Navy, they are the one who move upon the waters. Okay, they are catching hell because it was their Navy that brought Christopher Columbus and all the other people over here to destroy our stuff. So, yeah, great glory to the mighty one. Let's keep it moving. How long we are into this? Good grief. All right, then.
We have some new details tonight about a tragedy in Sunset Park, Brooklyn.
A man fell to his death during an attempt to rescue him from a burning building. News Source Gabi Acevedo reporting live near 9th Avenue and 39th Street with more on this story. Gabi?
Natalie.
Okay, Gabi, another short name for Gabriel, you know, the archangel. So great glory right there. Gabriel reporting. All right, let's keep on moving.
David, as you just mentioned precisely, this all happened during an FDNY rescue. Fire was tearing through this apartment building behind me here in Sunset Park. Ashik Hussein then plunged to his death while an FDNY firefighter was working to save him during the emergency.
A deadly fall Monday morning having a chilling effect on neighbors around Sunset Park.
Fire is just, chaotic.
Again, well, they don't want to show the footage. Here's what happened here, all right? All right, so the there you go. This dude, he was a Pakistani immigrant, I guess, and then this is the New York City. They are healed. Oh boy, 12 p.m. I gotta get the prayer started. Well. This is pre-recorded. I'll get the prayer started at 1. Gonna take an hour to do this and things like that. Okay, so the New York City, I don't know, they are ill-equipped, man. This is not something that you should use to try to get somebody down. It should have been one of those ladder that connected to the truck. Again, I'm not a firefighter. I don't know what those guys do. But this was poorly planned, and then and the dude died. Okay, the dude died. I think he had something on his hand. I guess his phone. Okay, he had something on his hand. Yep, it was his phone. Okay, and then he hit his head. Yep, it's a poor way. It's a poor. He fell right there. It fell on his head. It slammed his head in there, and then he went to the hospital. He died.
Puts everyone in shock, fear.
Cell phone video shows the frantic moments around 7 a.m. You see 3 people sticking their bodies out of 2 windows on the upper level of a 3-story building, while flames shoot out from the other side. Among the 3 roommates waiting to be rescued, 53-year-old Ashik Hussein.
He was a very respectful person, very kind gentleman.
Ladders went up to reach their home just when it seemed that Ashik Hussein was about to be rescued.
Yes, that's the one that they were supposed to use.
The ladder stretched out to get to him retracted. Hussein falls. We pause the video as he plunged to his death in front of a deli on 9th Avenue and 39th Street.
When I saw...
So again, as you can see now, the plague number 2, all right, Oops. Oops. There you go. Fiery conflagration of the cities is happening. The jet fell on this place. Every 15 homes, burned. Multiple cars burned. And when the fire was over there in California, and the typical fire that happened in California, people were like, "Oh well, that's like in the forest. It's never gonna reach the city because it's not true." You are making things up. You are reaching out. And I got one of those camp fellow that went on and attacking me, attacking my family. Has no idea what my family was. Attacking like my daughter, my mother, my wife, attacking everyone. Because I was talking about the fiery conflagration, and he said, there's no such thing like that, but it's just Jacob's trouble, because I'm afraid of Jacob's trouble and things like that. He did this in 2021. Never heard of that dude anymore. Just like everybody else that been attacking, and everybody is quiet now because, these things speak for itself. So, as you can see here, and you see a bunch of people now, the fire is removing them forcibly upon the land, and they are dying. There are so many fires that are happening out there. I just don't want to bring them here. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm saying and I'm doing. It has become too much for me. There are other people, they can do a part of this. They can report on certain things. I cannot report on all of it that the way that I used to do it 2021, 2022. Okay? I used to make a Esau's trouble every day because things was going every day, but now I can't cut up. If I go on YouTube right now, okay? We're done with this thing. If I go right now on YouTube and press YouTube right now, okay? Look at this. Long delays and disaster relief after Trump FEMA. 16 hours. Okay? 16 hours, all right? The thing that happened in the Titan explosion. All right? 13 minutes ago, Harvard sued Trump administration over foreign and international or whatever. Okay? So much things are happening. If I go to my email, there are so many stuff that, that had been sent unto me and things like that, okay? All right? Just DC Ash Museum shooting comes amid warning of political violence. Asheville still struggle. We're going to go into this. There are so much things going on, man. All right? I can't keep up with all of this. So I'm doing the best. Others do the rest.
The damage from Hurricane Helene in parts of North Carolina was so unprecedented. 8 months later, some places around Asheville still look like a disaster zone, and the lives here still in limbo question support from the federal government while sounding the alarm over proposed budget cuts.
So we're 18 feet
from the floor,
and
the water line's there.
Areas like this that would normally be bustling are eerily quiet and empty.
This parking lot would be full. It's May, so we'd be ramping up for the summer, which the summer is our major hitter.
Jacqueline and Mark Oliver own a communal space and gallery for woodworkers in the River Arts District, a corner of the community struggling to recover.
what are some of the biggest challenges right now as far as getting folks back into this space?
We can't open on an island, so we need infrastructure we need plumbing, we need water, we need all of these things that are out of our control.
We're going to get you the resources you need and the support that you deserve, and we'll be...
That's in January 24th, okay? Because those folks think like, hey, if they can get the boy in the office, he will save them. And we already told you, there are certain damage you cannot recover from. And this is one of them. Asheville is completely forgotten. If we don't bring Asheville here, you never heard of it. The whole thing that happened in Asheville back in November or September, whatever that was, it is because us. That's why they pay attention to this. It is because our people bought it up, because they were hiding these things just like they hide multiple destruction that happened to them. They just throw a bone. That's when the heights of the whole Diddy thing was going on out there. Anytime you hear some huge distraction in the so-called media, they are being destroyed, and they don't want you to find out about this. And you only see a few people was talking about the Asheville thing. A few people that look like us that really went out there and tell you people like all those sundown town are being taken out. The angel under the mist, the ancestors are here cleaning this stuff. You didn't see that much people. That was in January 24th. He promised he's going to give them this and that and this. And then guess what happened?
You side through every step of the rebuilding, and no American is going to be left behind.
President Trump made those comments in January as he toured the area in one of his very first trips after the inauguration. But recently, FEMA announced an end to its 100% disaster recovery reimbursement for the state. Now it's 90%. An official from FEMA telling us in a statement the typical assistance is 75%, and that, quote, President Trump turbocharged the federal relief aid process to speed up delivering resources to those impacted by Helene and supporting their recovery. Governor Josh Stein appealed, his office saying he's still pushing for the full 100% match and that it will cost the state $200 million without it.
We're not in a game. This is life. And you're playing with our livelihood. Government is talking. Well,
okay, and then that's what we've been telling you people, okay?
People are working.
But it's not just...
That's what we've been telling you people. Your government, they really don't care. When you see disaster happen in our community, and then they come up like, they got this media coming over there, the journalists over here, and then the mayor and the police officer, the chief of staff, and everybody come there. They did a photo op, okay? They speak really loud and talking about how heroic they are, how they're already there and they're gonna save everyone. And then the moment the camera turned off, they took all the aid, all the donation, they took the best of the best. Some people give good thing, brand new clothes, high food, the quality, and money and stuff. They took all the best thing, they bring it to their family, or they just go lock them up somewhere so our people won't get it. And they take all the expire stuff, all the rotten things, and then they just spread them around, and then they don't give any money. Our people were always on their own. The Red Cross always coming like they're saving lives, doing those photo ops, and then you people feel inspired like, wow, they're really helping people. But they weren't. Those people are grifters. Okay? Did that in 2010, January 12, 2010, an earthquake hit Haiti, destroyed the island, the entire world got shook, and the entire world sent help. And the Clintons, they took billions of this money. Hugh Jackman was part of this nonsense. We play video concerning the fellow saying like, send your money. We've always been in Haiti. We'll help you. All those politicians pocket the money, and look at the state that Haiti is right now. Infested with gang. People are dying left and right. A lot of shooting. A lot of murdering. A lot of nonsense. That's what those people do. And now we told you that, what you people said. Stop complaining. Why you people, you receive the help, now you're complaining, now you're begging for reparation, you're begging for money. You guys always want everything for free. Why you want the government to always help you? You see, also over there, we don't care about the government. We don't need the government. We hated the government. The government can go away. We don't need the big government. We can govern ourselves. Up until now. Up until when something happened to you guys, the first people that you call is the government. When this thing hit Asheville, all you guys were saying, where is the government? Where is the army? Come save us. Where is that? Where is this? Well, that's what they do. They're only there. The main purpose of your government is to brutalize our people, point blank period. The main purpose of your police, Navy, the Army, Special Forces stuff is to keep our people in check. Is to make sure that we don't try anything funny. Besides that, those guys don't know how to do anything saving or protecting you people. They don't know how to do that. All your wars have been nothing but theaters, orchestrated things, so people, they are bored. So they play war games with each other and make money. And they show you straight up right here that they don't give a crap about you. This thing gonna be like a year ago, a year past. But it's like that thing happened yesterday. They really don't care. They are calling off everything.
Funding for Helene's recovery that concerns people here.
We'll have a look at local news for you.
They fear critical tools for the next disaster are also on the chopping block.
It's roughly $330,000.
Laura Lee is a news director for Blue Ridge Public Radio, BPR.
Roughly 8 to 9% of our budget comes from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. So if that goes away, we have a layered financial problem.
This month, President Trump signed an executive order targeting cuts to NPR funding. But during Hurricane Helene, Asheville's BPR became a lifeline.
BPR's Laura Hackett spent time yesterday speaking with residents of Asheville waiting in line at grocery stores and water distribution sites.
We went from a news service right into public service, and most of our airtime was spent just helping people connect with things they didn't have. I mean, water, medicine, diapers, food.
Floodwaters and mud cut off entire communities, but the loss of power and communications left thousands in the dark.
So you really had to take your life into your own hands.
Shelly Anderson and her neighbors managed to stay connected the old-fashioned way.
If you don't have it charged up, you've got to crank it to get it to start.
A hand crank radio tuned to BPR.
I literally didn't want to hear anything else. I just wanted to hear what's happening.
The White House press release around Trump's executive order says NPR and PBS have fueled partisanship and left-wing propaganda with taxpayer dollars, which is highly inappropriate. We reached out to the White House for comment and have not heard back. NPR's CEO responding to the order saying it's unwavering in our commitment to integrity and editorial independence and will vigorously defend our right to provide essential news, information, and life-saving services to the American public. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting also pushing back against Trump's order and tells NBC News it doesn't think the tax and spending bill the U.S. House just passed addresses CPB funding.
If you had an opportunity to say something to the administration right now, given the circumstances, what would you say?
I mean, I would say you could come visit us again. I mean, just see how much work there is to be done. The longer you wallow in this, it's more businesses are having to close their doors. We just need help, and we need cooperative help, all working together.
As the community struggles to recover from a historic disaster, calls for help still ring out.
And I've been back to Asheville several times since the disaster, and with each visit, I'm struck by just how much help is still needed. For example, the historic Biltmore Village, the main hotel there, reopened just a couple of days ago while surrounding restaurants and businesses are still closed. So this week, Governor Josh Stein has asked the General Assembly for $891 million to address the urgent needs, but also to offer some sort of stability with all this.
So, yeah.
This insecurity.
And there you go. So yeah, now you're finding out that, well, you're in the delicate phase of finding out. You're finding out that, hey, you effed up with the wrong people. You guys effed up. All right. So those people don't care about that, man. They don't care about you. They care about lining up their pockets. It's not like they don't have any money or they need those money that you're supposed to receive for help. It's just this is who they are. They have to suck up everything. They have to see people suffer. It's something that is in them. They felt great going to sleep to know that not only they have everything and you have nothing. They can go to sleep, you can't. That's how they are. But hey, Well, again, the reason why this is happening in Asheville, San Diego, and all that, because of Genesis 15, verse 13, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. 1619, 2019, 400 years over. Right after 2019, 2020 hit, you see the entire world was flipped on its head. And the people, of course, they were trying to make this, oh, well, the elite is doing this. They're trying to test to see if they can take over the world. You know, the elite that always controlling the world, always try to take it over. They were trying to crash the economy that they own, they build, they control, to build a new one, as if something is wrong with it. That's like saying, someone out there that is, you know, you have a good job, you have a good business going on, you receive an inheritance of $200 billion, and then somehow a grifter come on to you, say, hey, you see that $513 billion that you have in cash and properties and everything? He said, yeah, burn all of it down and then throw away the money, and I'll show you how you can double your money. But first, you're going to have to burn everything down and become homeless. You know, I mean, it's all in act. So people will feel sorry for you, and then they will give you more money, and then you will end up with $1 trillion, $1 trillion.6. You know, that's like you bought a brand new house, brand new land, you got farm and everything, and then going well to you. You build a palace. You build a beautiful home, you know, homemade pool, jacuzzi, sauna, you know, bathhouse. You got your own racetrack in there, and some grifter, some dude came into you, some dude from some hood nigga, you know, come out of nowhere, gang, coming over there and try to tell you burn everything down, and then he will show you how you can build it better by, you know, scamming people, you know. So the elite's going to crash the economy so they can bring out something better, gold. You know, they're going to bring gold. You know, they're going to say, oh, well, if you need some food, you know, you can come there and work for my gold. You know, they're going to destroy because they want to control you. Those elite that already control your education, they control your workplace, they control the economy, they control your religion, they control everything. Yet they are having those things just again. So to break those things down, they already control and then build them again so they can recontrol you, because they lost control. They lost control in 1492. They lost control with John D. Rockefeller in the 1800s. They lost control. Now they're gonna have to regain control and stuff, making more money. This is the type of garbage those people are trying to make you believe that so-called it's always the elite and control and stuff. But no, they're not. Their power is done. Their power has been halted. They are under judgment. Again, this is very important. We are not under judgment here. Yea, you will see a few people that look like us that are going through hell. Well, they're supposed to. Okay, there's a lot of people that look like us. They took their bag. They want nothing to do with our people. And they are suffering. All right. So the reason, again, why you sing this, because of Genesis 15, verse 14. And he said, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. How do these nations being judged? Well, you can see there was a lot of sorrow from much needs, shortages. Okay, shortages of the FEMA help, the money, the aid, the things like that, the fire reconfiguration of the cities. You see all those things. All right, I'm not making this up, and we are not making that up. So you see the fatalities, the tornadoes, and all these things, and they're only going to increase. Okay, they are only increasing. When you watch, well, the hurricane season is coming, like we said, you're going to see a lot of very specific area, very specific demographic being hit as if they were targeted. That is because they are. All right. And then they will try to say, well, the government hate us, red state and stuff like that. But okay, your government is a red government. Okay, well, they hate us, Republican and stuff. Well, Trump is a Republican. He's a what? So he's targeting you guys. Well, China is doing this. So China is doing that, and then Trump is not. They'll do everything to give the credit to men. And you will see a lot of blassos will support that. They'll talk about, see, we are under attack. Friendo, don't be coming over there with your we. Oh, we need to come together. Oh, hell no. I ain't gonna come together with you people. All right, let's take a minute or two out of this thing.
From First Alert 4, this is a breaking news alert.
Oh my God! We're in a tornado!
Within the span of 5 minutes, no longer had a place to sleep at night.
We done had bad storms, but nothing like this here. The whole neighborhood is gone. You know, you see it on TV, but you'll never think it happened to you, but it can.
It's devastating. There's no I don't think you can put it into words. Pictures, the videos don't do it justice.
Scenes so devastating that words and even these images fail to paint the full picture of the situation the city of St. Louis finds itself in tonight. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of First Alert 4. I'm Morgan Harris. Tonight, the long road to recovery is just beginning across St. Louis. Here's what we know right now about those deadly storms and the trail of damage left behind. The service says an EF3 tornado hit parts of St. Louis City, leaving an extensive path of destruction. 5 people were killed and 38 others were injured. The city says more than 5,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed. Missouri Task Force 1 was called in right after the storms to help with search and rescue efforts. We have crews around the city showing us the impact of this deadly storm. We begin with our Russell Kinsall in North St. Louis. He's bringing us new details from city leaders this evening. Russell.
Right now I'm standing at the city command post at Kings Highway in Delmar. Mayor Spencer and first responders just had an update just a short time ago, and here's what the main points were. The death toll continues to stand at 5. No names of those who died in the have been released, but they do tell us that they range in age from 32 to 82. Ameren says they've restored power to 73,000 customers, but there are still 66,000 without power. There are crews coming in from outside the area to assist. Right now, elected leaders are working on the paperwork to submit to the White House to ask for a presidential disaster declaration. That would be necessary in order to get federal help, financial help from FEMA. And lastly, Mayor Spencer said they've got a lot of organizations and groups that want to help, but it's a huge task trying to coordinate that, especially considering the fact that there's still power lines down, there's debris all over the place, and there are some trees blocking traffic. So right now, conditions aren't entirely safe.
You know, just thank the folks out. I mean, the heartwarming nature of what is happening is just truly, truly incredible. Okay. Thank you all.
Whenever something like that happens, this is the typical setup. You'll have the chief of police here on the left right here, and then you'll have the mayor in the middle, I guess. And token Negro in the back, and a few people there just standing. All you need is one person here, and then they will just coming over there and talking about how great they are, how great, the community truly come together to cover their incompetence. Okay, to cover their inability to resolve this issue. What they did in the beginning of this video, they show you a few black folk, that say, oh, this thing is happening to us, and nobody helped us. And then our people will get emotional. They will make this thing about, they'll be emotional, okay? None of them will sit back and watch and say, let me watch the rest of the thing. Let me see who those people are. I see some people on TikTok crying because their houses has been devastated by the tornado or whatever. And then when I listen to them and stuff, and then you're like, okay, this is a BLASSAL right there. Their speech like, we need to come together and, God gonna help us. Jesus don't want us to fight and stuff like that.
I just can't say enough about the response here. Truly, truly, truly amazing.
While we were out earlier in the afternoon, we did catch up with members of the Missouri Task Force 1. They were at Neustadt and Margaretta, following up on the grid search done by the fire department last night. Everywhere we went, we saw power crews repairing downed or damaged electric lines, a number of streets still blocked by downed lines. The extent of the damage is just remarkable. Block after block after block of heavily damaged houses and businesses. We talked to the couple whose roof and walls to their second floor are just completely gone. The wife talked with us about being in the house when the storm hit. Her husband wasn't there at the time, but he told us about how his family has really come together, rallied around them, and taken them in and helping them after losing everything.
It's like, come on here, get in the
There you go. There you go, okay?
basement, everybody, come on. And as soon as we got in the basement, as we walking down the steps, we can just hear the whole house just falling apart.
They took us in, they brought us out there, said, get here. When we got there, we had mattresses, clothes.
Alexander.
Underwear. Toothbrush, toothpaste.
Okay, American Red Cross. I have a Negro there, black men there having crying about they already got him toothbrush, toothpaste. Clothes was already waiting for them. Like, those people being so good to me, man. They are doing their job. They are so good at it, all right?
They just went and did it.
Okay, so, and then that's it.
It's very heartwarming to hear stories like that about people coming together to help one another. We saw
Let's come together, you know, helping one another. You know, the typical, the same old rotten, spoiled stew, reheated and give it back to you. You know, we need, Big Levi, you don't know how difficult it is, you know, to not having toothpaste and toothbrushes and you know, a towel, man. You don't know how that is, man. You know, so what about like did they give the brother a reparation check? He could have easily build that. He wouldn't even be on camera and let people know that he received a couple million check. Because I said, no interview. You good, man? Yeah, I'm all right, I'm good. You know, here shopping. He would have just walked away. No, they always put our people in a position of no power. And then when they do something for you as giving you a toothbrush or toothpaste that was so emotionally moved, like, they really do care about us. You know, look at what they give us. You know, this is how they break our people down, and they will put those folks in the news, and then our people will be emotional. Like, oh man, they truly are helping us. No. All right, let's keep on moving. Oops. How long we are into this thing? Oh boy! All right, I got to do the prayer. We got about another 15 minutes.
Video surfaces of a man police say might have been a victim of a hate crime. This happened after officers say an intoxicated man walked into a Marshall County club and used the N-word when referring to the patrons.
Investigators say that the bar is also a problem spot. They say that they respond to it several times every weekend.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson is live outside CJ's Lounge on Memphis Street in Holly Springs. So Daniel, how is this man police are calling a victim?
Daryl and Darcy, good evening to you. Good evening to you at home. They say he didn't go to the hospital until today. He believes he may have a broken jaw. Meanwhile, CJ's Lounge is now closed. Police say that they were operating without a beer or a business license.
Holly Springs police say cell phone footage they provided to Fox 13 News shows a Tippah County man who has been stripped naked. They say the people who attacked him are seen pouring on him what investigators believe to be beer. Officers say seconds before, they hit, kicked, and stumped nearly every part of his body.
The guy walked in and he was very aggressive.
Miles Stone says he was at CJ's Lounge on Memphis Street late Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Other guys in the area was listening, trying to remain calm. We asked them, they asked for him to leave quietly.
But police say the man continued to call the patrons the N-word. Holly Springs police provided another video of the man outside the bar, speaking erratically, throwing what investigators believe to be gang signs.
When they was scuffling and stuff outside, he was still trying to fight. He still was saying the N-word. Man, F-U-Ns, F-U-Ns.
Officers say the attackers used poles and sticks to beat him.
So you don't think this is a problem spot?
I do not think. I think it's a positive spot.
But Holly Springs police disagree. The police chief estimates they've been to some 30 calls over the last 3 months CJ's has been open.
And this is the thing. Nobody gonna talk about, okay, why would this dude go over there and start trouble? Oh, well, he'll start trouble because the place was already a trouble place. We've been there, they are causing so much trouble, and then they are very bad people. Well, this man walk up in there and find out. He just went over there and start calling people name and attacking them and provoking them, and then he get what's coming to them. No, but you have to understand the place is bad, man. You know, bad people over there. We come here almost every week and stuff like that. Okay, that has nothing to do with that. As with this dude coming over there, running his mouth and stuff like that. You know, if this happened like a few years ago, pre-2019, that would be a huge issue. Okay, this is not blowing up the internet because, well, the blessing is over.
They say there have been fights, guns found inside, and a man shot in the foot. The chief tells me they're pushing the district attorney to declare it a nuisance.
I'm not standing for anything like that. However, we have to live with our choices, and he made a choice by going into there aggressively, and he has to live with the choice he's made.
This is very rare. This is very rare. They put a so-called black man like this dude talking on camera. This is extremely rare. I don't know why they did this, but this is extremely rare. They usually put some Negro, some Blasso, some quote unquote house Negro. Like they should have prayed Jesus for him. I mean, he was drunk. He's a good man. We all call you okay, why we beat this? We call ourselves N-word all the time. Why we had to do somehow this dude just staying his ground like, yo, this guy was being aggressive. He didn't want to listen. He didn't want to get out of here. And then he made a choice. Now he has to live with it. Okay? Rare. Very, very rare. You know, good job to this young man. You know, very, very rare.
However, we have to live with our choices. And he made a choice by going into there aggressively. And he has to live with the choice he's made.
Back out live here in Marshall County. Again, you're taking a look at that letter that was placed on the door. We should mention that police tell us right now they have a person of interest who they would like to speak with. Meanwhile, if you were here, you have information, you're asked to call the Holly Springs Police Department. Well, what does the victim remember about what happened? I'm working on that part of the story for Fox 13 News at 6. DG.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
We want to jump right into the news this morning because first at 9, we've been following some breaking news from Northwest D.C. A 2-alarm fire broke out in a mansion in one of the city's most elite neighborhoods, and it's the second fire at that same home in less than 24 hours. Stephanie Ramirez is there live this morning. And Stephanie, some big-name neighbors in that area.
The Obamas included. I'm told they live on the other side of the home involved. Now, the fire has officially been knocked down here, but you can see still a lot of work being done. A bucket right over the roof of this home. This is the...
So, again, I spoke about this a couple of days before, you know, when it happened. Now, be careful. You're going to see other people will bring this. And what they're going to make it seems like, they're going to make it seems like, oh, the Obamas, you know, they are the one who tried to burn this guy's house because evidence of child trafficking. They always bring our people, especially because our people are sensitive for children. It's always something that have to do with genital or child trafficking. Or the Obamas, they are doing this, and you know, because they want to cover their track, and then they are burning this. No, this is the work of our angels. This is the work of our prayers. Okay, the blessing is done. That's what that is. That has nothing to do with your, well, it's like the Obama tried to do this. What they saw Obama creeping, him and Michelle creeping in the back with a gallon of gasoline in his hand, set up things on fire, and then run back to his house. Okay, you know, he leap over the wall and then get in there and then do this thing and hide. We have video of it, but we cannot show you the video now on YouTube because YouTube will remove it. But if you go ahead to our Patreon, you sign up, and I'll show you the video.
The 2400 block of Calorama Road, and it was around 6 o'clock this morning when neighbors called the fire department to say that this home was showing flames. It was on fire, and the fire department is confirming that this is the same home that they did come to last night, responding to another fire. Now, on social media, the DC fire...
Okay, I think it's 21 year or 81.
Fire department had posted by...
It's number 21 here.
On social media, the DC Fire Department...
Okay, it's 21. So, 21, you know this. They put the fire out. And then the fire started back again. We talk about this multiple times. Where those people think those fires are just natural or organic fires. Well, they aren't. Okay, so they have to come back again, put this thing out.
Had posted by 10:19 that the fire had been extinguished. There was going to be at least one crew there to monitor things. I'm told they stayed until around midnight and then left, and then they're called back this morning. Now, there were some scary moments inside when we're told a firefighter fell through an elevator shaft. Then a mayday call went out where they ended up evacuating neighboring homes as a mode of precaution. That firefighter, though, okay, no injuries. There was no one inside the home. On
those homes, this is my problem with the so-called the black community or the blassos over there. Whenever something like that happened, you would never, rarely, you would see a few of them would say, okay, well, those usually those were plantation where they were torturing and murdering and killing all people. Most of them, especially the one on TikTok, they will talk about how it's been about child trafficking, it's been about sex trafficking. It is always something about genitals. Well, they were trafficking human in there, and that's why they were being investigated because of that Sir Sean Combs trial is coming. That's why they are doing this. All right. And you never had anyone that would stand up to those people and say, hey, stop trying to take this thing and make it about celebrity and the conspiracy theories garbage. The blessing is done. The curse is upon you people now. Now shut the hell up and take this thing as it is. Keep those cheeks open. That's what that is. No Vaseline. You ain't gonna sit there and try to act like, oh, well, this is not the Heavenly Father's work. This is the work of evil people, the Obamas. They are the Antichrist. There was a BLASSAL online, spent a long time calling Obama the Antichrist, how he is the Antichrist. He is going to be revealed. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Oh, God. Whew. All right, well, let's done with this so I can go ahead and do the prayer.
Zillow, guys, I'm seeing that this is some $8.6 million home that was purchased in early April. We're told it was under renovated.
$8.6 million. Okay, those are the homes that are being burned down. And people like, oh, well, that's nothing, man. That's not like the elite and stuff. No, that's the Trump, DC Trump dude residence. And they don't put the guy name in there. They say Blaze Burns Colorama mentioned near Obama's DC residence. They could have easily said this is the home of the former senator or whoever this guy, but they put Obama in it. Whatever, man.
So there was no one inside the home at the time, but a lot of folks worried, concerned about all the activity, including the gentleman we spoke with who was heading to the dog park this morning.
Somebody said they had smelled the smoke, and there was sort of a chemical smell in the smoke, but I don't know, what that smell was. But there was some sort of smoke smell and maybe a chemical in there. When you see lots of trucks and lights, you're always worried that someone might be hurt. So hopefully everyone's safe.
Thank you. Thankfully, guys, again, no injuries. On that chemical smell comment, I did ask the fire chief about that. Chief Donnelly saying that they didn't smell anything out of the ordinary, but there are things burning inside when there are fires like this. Is that just...
Yep, let's keep on moving. I mean, oh, man, I should stop right there. I should stop right here. But, let's see if I can... Let's do this last one, too.
We're learning new details about the cold-blooded assassination of a young couple outside the Jewish Museum in D.C.
Free Palestine!
Shocking video shows the 30-year-old suspected assassin, identified as Elias Rodriguez, being overpowered inside the museum minutes after gunning down an American woman and her soon-to-be fiancé. 26-year-old Sarah Milgram and 30-year-old...
So now this dude go over there, kill this white man and this black woman right there, okay? Because of course, look at the curly hair, the big nose, flat nose and thick lips. You can see the dark skin, the black hair, super dark hair. You can see those people on TikTok. Now, what are people going to do? Why you are not rallying? Because this black woman right there, being killed, she got murdered because they're black now, okay? This black woman got murdered. So we need our people to go out there and protest and be emotional and then, fighting each other and be in a low vibration and not receiving the Holy Spirit.
Year-old Yaron Lachinsky were planning to get engaged in Israel next week. Yaren had just bought the ring.
What we saw last night was disgusting. I saw a young man's body being taken away who was about to get engaged. He had an entire life in front of him, and that was taken away. The hate has got to stop, and it has to stop now.
The couple had just left an event at the museum when the killer approached them and shot them from behind. Witnesses say that after the shooting, Rodriguez walked into the museum looking distressed. At first, the people inside thought he was a victim and comforted him and offered him water. But two women I spoke to were suspicious.
I'm talking to him and I'm like, do you know where you are? And there was like a pause and I was like, you're at a Jewish museum. And immediately he took like 10 steps back and started screaming, I did it, I did it.
He started screaming that after you asked him, after you told him where he was?
Yeah, he could have just picked us off one by one after the security guard let him in.
So yeah,
in Israel
now, this black woman now, she's dead. She was gonna get married, man. She's dead. She's a Hebrew black woman, Israelite now. That's the new thing. Yeah, so she's a new Israelite woman, and she got killed. Though she married a Gentile, but we don't know. He could. You know what? He's not a Gentile. He's one of us too. Because if you marry one of our women, then you are one of us. Yeah.
In the square, so no one was hurt.
Okay, I spoke about this in the live, but I'm just gonna let this play for a few moments.
On the evening of May 19th, a major accident happened in Fengyang County, Anhui Province. The roof tiles on top of the Fengyang drum tower suddenly collapsed. Dust filled the air as tiles poured down like a waterfall. People nearby ran to take cover. This incident quickly became a trending topic online, not just because it was dramatic, but because the building had just been renovated last year. The Fengyang drum tower is over 600 years old and is the largest existing drum tower in China. Videos shared online show that the top layer of roof tiles first started sliding off slowly, then large sections collapsed all at once. A witness said he heard the sound of tiles falling and rushed to check. He added, luckily, it happened at this time. There was no one in the square, so no one was hurt. If it had happened later, after dinner, there would have been a lot of kids playing outside. According to Chinese media, the local government spent over 3.4 million yuan last year to repair the roof and replace broken tiles. Official records confirm that the project included replacing damaged stone panels and loose tiles. Less than a year later, the roof collapsed, shocking many people. This situation has sparked questions from local residents. They're asking why a renovation project that cost 3.4 million yuan failed so quickly. One person pointed out this ancient building stood for hundreds of years without falling. Then it collapses right after the repairs. Isn't it getting worse the more they fix it? Despite the large-scale collapse, officials claimed it was just tile shedding, but one content creator posted a video questioning that statement.
安徽凤阳的这个鼓楼啊，这个
So yeah, everything is falling down, and the blessing is done. That's all. Okay, this is Australia right there, man. Crazy. Watch this.
Stating deja vu for a Pacific Palisades.
We talk about this, okay? We show the stuff. I'm just gonna go at 1 minute and 56 so you can see what was going on.
Palisades neighborhood, a house that survived the January fire, now damaged after a fire breaks out in the attic.
No one was home at the time, so no one was injured here. KCAL News reporter Lori Perez shows us the troubling reminder for neighbors.
The homes in this cul-de-sac were very lucky to survive the Palisades fire. There is tremendous destruction all around them. That grief is still so raw. So to see flames and debris piling up here today was terrifying deja vu.
I couldn't believe it. And when I first got the call, I mean, I was shouting. I just couldn't believe it.
John Wyatt stood outside his childhood home today,
I'm pretty upset.
almost unable to process what had happened. His mom's house, one of so few in the Palisades that did not burn down in early January, caught on fire just after 1:30 this afternoon.
I think everybody has a little bit of PTSD from everything.
Neighbor Joanne Fife,
But I looked and I just thought, I can't believe I'm seeing this again.
Was the one who spotted it. Her husband took this video.
So halfway down the driveway, I happen to look over and I see huge orange flames shooting like 30 feet up of Jim Wyatt's roof.
Yeah.
But it was bad. It was very scary. I could easily see this whole cul-de-sac going down in flames.
A frantic call to 911.
When I was calling 911, I was just yelling. I said, there's a terrible fire. Please get the fire trucks here right now. It's terrible.
Brought firefighters back to the Las Pulgas Place neighborhood and brought back memories, still painfully on the surface, of the fire that not so long ago leveled more than 6,000 structures in the Palisades, Malibu, and Topanga.
The ordeal on January 7th was unimaginable. And I thought, after looking at this fire right now, I thought, am I living in a nightmare?
As the fire tore through
Yes, you're living in a nightmare. So around like 56, okay, so just to show the people, all right, now I got a little bit much more, I can see it better on this computer. All right, you can see there is a throat right here, okay, and then the back of the neck right there, all right, and then this is the head, and seems like an apple, an apple right here, and that's the ear right here, and this is the eyes right here, the forehead right there, and the other eye, the nose, and then it seems he's breathing fire through his nostril or through his nose. That's the forehead, and this like that. This look like a black woman or black being or some kind of being in there, and you can see but you can either see the head right here and then some kind of headgear. As we said it before, it looked like
that explosion was.
Okay, wait, that's another. Wait, that's another airplane crash, or
Followed by a trail of jet fuel and fire.
Oh, okay, no, that's the same thing. Right, let's go to Nefertiti. Nefertiti. So it looked like she's wearing some kind of headgear like this one, okay? Oops, not this one. We watched this before.
Let's talk about weather. The 2025.
Okay. All right, so it looked like she's wearing this type of headgear, like a queenship things, if you look at it. Okay, again, that's the back of it. All right, and then the face and things like that. At least that's what I saw in the picture. So yeah, if you see it, let us know. Give us a 1 if you can clearly see it. All right, let me let this right here for a moment. I'm gonna leave it here for like a 30-second so you people can watch it. Okay, all right then. If we good here and that's all, let's take this one for the hurricane season, and then we're good. We'll close with that. Oops.
Let's talk about weather. The 2025 hurricane season starts in just a couple of days, and forecasters say it could be one of the busiest in years. As the threat grows, the agency responsible for disaster response is weathering a storm of its own. CBS's Karen Wah reports right now from the Gulf Coast of Texas.
For the second straight year, NOAA predicts an above-average hurricane season. 5 hurricanes made landfall in the U.S. last season, causing more than $100 billion worth of damage.
For the range of storms, we're calling for 13 to 19 named storms. Of these, 6 to 10 are forecast to become hurricanes.
That number is slightly lower than last year, but hurricanes have been getting more intense. Here's why. Warming waters energize storms, and experts say the ocean is now warming at twice the rate it was just 2 decades ago. What can't be predicted is whether cuts to NOAA and FEMA will impact hurricane prediction and response. NOAA lost nearly 1 in 5 employees to Trump administration buyouts and layoffs. John Cortina is retired from NOAA.
The cuts that at least that have been proposed are larger than any I've seen in the 30 years I've been associated with NOAA. So they're quite significant. And therefore the impacts are expected to be quite significant.
And CBS News has learned the acting head of FEMA just rescinded its strategic plan, a document that outlines its disaster relief priorities. Adam Garrison has weathered extreme storms his entire life. Now he rents out chairs and umbrellas at beaches in Galveston, Texas.
What's the revenue loss like on that side of things?
Yeah, we'll lose thousands for sure.
Karen Wah, CBS News.
So when you say, what would I like to do, I don't know what.
President Donald Trump held up printouts claiming a screenshot image showed killings of white South Africans.
And look, here's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried.
But the image was from video shot in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The image, verified by Reuters, showed humanitarian workers lifting body bags in the Congolese city of Goma. The killings were from deadly battles with Rwanda-backed M23 rebels. The blog post Trump showed to President Cyril Ramaphosa was published by American Thinker, a conservative online magazine. The post was about the conflict and racial tensions in South Africa and Congo. Ramaphosa was in D.C. to strengthen ties with the U.S. The Trump administration has been critical of South Africa's land laws and alleged racial targeting of the white minority. The South African government has repeatedly denied those claims.
All right, well, people in the theater, I'll just leave them with the theater, man. Yes, beloved, it's gonna be 1 p.m. I was supposed to begin the prayer. Now I'll begin at 1:15. All right, beloved, I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with love. But know one thing: there'll be no Jacob's trouble. Be at peace. Everything is burning down. Keep your vibration high. Protect your energy. Don't get involved with argument. Don't get involved with things. Whenever something happen online, especially when it have people involved in it, do not go head on, be emotional, and start taking things personally. Step back, analyze, meditate, reflect, contemplate it, and do nothing. There are a lot of people online. Their main duty is to suck up on your energy. Since we are going through this 40-day shadow fast, we do not have the time to go to argue with people, to listen to bad news, to try to convince people that, hey, the blessing is over and the curse is being switched. None of that. Protect your energy, because when the energy comes, so to speak, the Holy Spirit come upon you, and then if you are in a low vibration and even a lower frequency, or you are not in the right frequency, you will not receive the blessing. Stay calm, stay put, study. You can get our book. You can join our Patreon. Be calm. Let the others lose their goddamn head. With that, I say shalom.